Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the Series anime video. In this video I want to talk about episodes 105 and 108 of Pokemon Journeys, which will be airing soon. These two episodes were only recently revealed, and I mean recently. They were literally revealed today at the time of recording this video. So yeah, this is very recent information. Now only the title of each episode was revealed, though episode 105 was shown in a special preview that I think was also released today, which is surprising since we got another special preview just a couple of days ago. However, while this latest special preview does show episode 105, it unfortunately does not show episode 108. And it shows mostly episodes 103 and 104, which I have covered extensively already, and it also shows episode 102, which already aired. However, there is still plenty to talk about regarding episodes 105 and 108, even though we currently only know the titles for them. Though again, there is some footage of episode 105 to go over. These two episodes will surely be amazing and I absolutely cannot wait to watch them, which is why I decided to make a video on them as soon as possible. So, let's get to it now, shall we? The title of episode 105 is Eevee and Sylveon, Encounters and Reunions. Now this title tells us two things. First, Eevee and by extension Chloe will finally meet Sylveon in this episode, which is the final evolution that Chloe and Eevee have to meet. Next, the title also tells us that this episode will involve a reunion with someone or something, and an encounter with someone or something. The first thing that came to mind when I saw this title was, oh my god, Chloe and Eevee will finally meet Sylveon. Wait, reunions? Oh my god, could it be? Will Serena return in this episode? Will Chloe and Eevee meet Serena's Sylveon? One of my subscribers left a comment on my review of episode 87, saying that the grand finale of Chloe and Eevee's evolution pilgrimage should be with Serena and her Sylveon. When I read this comment back then, I thought, man, this would be so cool, and it would be a great way to end Chloe and Eevee's quest of meeting evolutions, and a great way to have Serena return. So, ever since then I have hoped that this would be the case. So when I saw the title for episode 105, I could not contain my excitement. However, when I checked Bulbapedia's page for this episode, hoping that Serena would be listed as one of the characters that will be appearing in this episode, I found instead that Lisia and Wallace will appear in this episode. And the special preview that shows this episode confirms that yes, Lisia will indeed appear in this episode. Now, it's not really surprising that Wallace and Lisia will appear in the anime soon, since it was rumored that this would happen, and the newest opening for Pokemon Journeys confirmed this. So we knew that they would be appearing in the anime soon. We just did not know when, but now we know. This means that the reunion part of the title for this episode likely refers to Wallace, since of course, Ash knows Wallace, so Ash will be reuniting with Wallace in this episode. The encounter part of the title then likely refers to Lisia, who will appear in the anime for the first time in this episode, meaning that Ash will meet her for the first time. Also, Chloe and Go will meet both Wallace and Lisia for the first time in this episode. So in Chloe and Go's case, the encounter part refers to both Wallace and Lisia. Since Wallace and Lisia will appear in this episode and they will be key players in the story of the episode, I think that the titular Sylveon will belong to one of them, with Lisia being the most likely candidate since Sylveon suits her more. Especially since in the games, she has an Altaria that can Mega Evolve. And Mega Altaria is a Fairy-type Pokemon just like Sylveon. Also, Lisia appears in the special preview, while Wallace does not, which indicates that Lisia will likely play a bigger role than Wallace in this episode, which is understandable since this will be the first time she appears in the anime. Also, Lisia being Sylveon's trainer and the more significant non-main character in this episode is better, since this will be a Chloe and Eevee episode. Lisia is a better choice than Wallace when it comes to who will be a friend slash inspiration slash counterpart for Chloe. So I do think that the Sylveon in this episode will belong to Lisia, which unfortunately means that Serena will not return in this episode. Now, she could still return in the future, and who knows? Sylveon's trainer in episode 105 is still unknown. Maybe they will surprise us. Now, the special preview shows that Chloe will participate in a contest in this episode, which is not surprising since Lisia and Wallace are big on contests. And it was clear that Chloe would participate in a contest at some point because of her meeting with Dawn. And I knew that this would happen soon since Chloe is seen wearing this beautiful outfit in the newest opening for Pokemon Journeys. This outfit just screams contests, which is what it should do, since this is the outfit that May wears during contests in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which is something that I actually did not know when I made my video covering the new opening. But thankfully I learned about this because of a comment left on that video by the same subscriber that said that they wanted Chloe and Eevee to meet Serena and her Sylveon. Chloe is seen wearing this same outfit in the special preview, confirming that she will indeed use it for a contest, and because she will likely face off against Lisia, who is from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it is fitting that Chloe wears the same outfit that May wears in those games. I do want to mention also that since Sylveon is the last evolution that Chloe and Eevee have to meet, I think that the conclusion to Chloe and Eevee's journey towards what they wanted to become should be close at hand. Or at least, Eevee should be deciding what she will do soon. She should be finding her answer soon. As for what this answer might be, I do have a couple of ideas, but I will talk about them in a separate video. Now, before moving on, I do want to point out that originally, episode 105 was going to be a Team Rocket episode, about them having a radio show, which is a reference to the fact that their voice actors did have a radio show, which they hosted while in character as Team Rocket. But this episode will now be episode 106, and it will air a week later than what it was supposed to. It is unknown at this point why this change was made, and this is an unfortunate change, because this episode was going to air on April 8, which marks the 25th anniversary of Team Rocket's first appearance in the anime, which was back in episode 2 of the original series, which originally aired on April 8, 1997. Because of this, I wonder why they made such a change, since it would have been so cool if this episode had aired on April 8. And it makes me wonder if they might change this episode's air date again, so that it does air on the 25th anniversary of Team Rocket's first appearance in the anime. If they do this, then I do apologize for the confusion since the previous episode I discussed will no longer be episode 105. So finally, I do want to talk about episode 108. The only thing that is known about this episode is the title, which is unfortunate. Unlike episode 105, this episode is not shown in the latest special preview. But the title does at least provide enough information to warrant some discussion. And this title is, are you ready for the hype? Lucario and Greninja, the Aura of Destiny. Now, of course, I don't need to tell you what this title means, because it clearly tells us that Ash's Greninja will return in this episode, and Greninja will meet Ash's Lucario, who you could say is the Greninja of Pokemon Journeys, and the Aura of Destiny part likely means that Greninja will teach Lucario about Aura. I can't tell you just how excited I am for this episode. Of course, it was already known that Greninja would return, and soon, because the newest opening does show Greninja. But I did not expect Greninja to return so soon, and I definitely did not expect that Greninja would meet Ash's Lucario, and that Greninja will likely help Lucario get stronger. Now, like I said earlier, Lucario is arguably the Greninja of Pokemon Journeys, meaning the Pokemon of Ash's team that has a special or unique power/transformation. It was clear back when Lucario first appeared as a Riolu in episode 21 that Lucario had some sort of special power that was linked to Aura. Since back then, as a Riolu, Lucario was shaken when it felt Ash's aura, and it did link its aura to Ash's aura, which allowed Lucario to defeat Onyx back then. It was clear back then that Riolu was destined for greatness. I even made a video back then talking about this, and the title of that video was that Riolu is destined for greatness. I said in that video that Riolu would evolve into Lucario, and that it would either get some special aura-based form like Ash Greninja, or it would get Mega Evolution. Now Riolu did indeed evolve into Lucario, and it did indeed get Mega Evolution, but it did not get any aura-based form or power. Though Lucario did use aura to communicate with Ash in episode 84, and Ash was able to see and sense what Lucario could see and sense, showing just how powerful aura can be. Ash and Lucario also apparently linked together to deliver the final attack on Beast Machamp back in episode 86. So aura has still played a role in Lucario's development, but not to the degree I expected. Still, given the display of the power of aura that we got in episode 84 and in episode 86, I did think that maybe Lucario could still get some unique aura-based power, or it might learn to wield aura even more effectively, which would allow Lucario to connect with Ash on a level close to that of Ash Greninja, or even on the same level. But of course, this has not happened yet. But with Greninja's help, Lucario might just get the aura transformation or power that I have been anticipating for well over a year now, which is very exciting. And this will cement Lucario's place as Ash's strongest Pokemon in Pokemon Journeys. This also means that Greninja will likely transform into Ash Greninja so that it can teach Lucario better. So yeah, this will be one amazing episode for sure. However, since Greninja will teach Lucario, it is very likely that Greninja will not join Ash again, since Greninja will likely just pass the torch basically, by teaching its successor essentially, about the power that they both have in common, so that Lucario can continue to lend its strength to Ash in Greninja's place. Which is cool, yes, but it will be sad to say goodbye to Greninja once again, and it will be disappointing to see that Greninja will not rejoin Ash. Now this is of course all speculation on my part. But yeah, that's everything I have for you in this video. Episodes 105 and 108 will surely be awesome and I can't wait to watch them. Episode 105 will air on April 8. And episode 108 will air on April 29. I will of course review both episodes after they have aired, so please look forward to both reviews. I will also revisit both of these episodes prior to their air date once their previews are available, so please look forward to that as well. But that's the video, as always. Leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching and let's meet again in the next video.